Students, after discussing the midpoint method or after calculating the price elasticity of demand, we are now moved towards the variety of demand curves. What type of demand curves we have? So one by one we are going to discuss the demand curves. First you have to understand that what are the variety of demand curves. The price elasticity of demand is closely related to the slope of the demand curve. So we have to understand that the elasticity of demand curves is basically depends on the slope of the demand curve. So rule of thumb, what is the rule of thumb? In order to understand the elasticity, that either the demand is elastic, inelastic, or unit elastic, or perfectly elastic, you can simply see that in case the elasticity, you can simply see the elasticity by looking at the curve. If the curve if the flatter the curve, the bigger the elasticity. The steeper the curve, the smaller the elasticity. As the curve moves towards the horizontal axis, the curve becomes flatter and flatter. So you can see that that good or that commodity have the elastic demand or a perfectly elastic good. If the curve moves towards vertical axis, you can say it becomes steeper and steeper. So then that curve have the lesser elasticity. So basically there are 5 different classification of demand curve. One by one we are going to discuss these classifications. First is perfectly inelastic demand curve. Okay, so in case of perfectly inelastic demand curve, again we are using the same formula: percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in prices. So if here we are in case of perfectly inelastic goods, basically these are the goods that where we have the demand is the goods that have the characteristics of perfectly inelastic demand. These are basically the necessity goods that we have to buy. Basic needs also comes under the category of perfectly elastic demand. So in that case, when the elasticity is less than 1, but here in case of perfectly elastic curve, we have the elasticity is equal to 0. So this is the extreme case where you are going to see the word perfectly inelastic or perfectly elastic. These are basically the extreme case. And when you are going to see the inelastic demand or elastic demand, they are not extreme cases. So whenever there is a word perfectly inelastic demand curve, that means the elasticity is equal to 0. Elasticity is equal to 0. This one is the elasticity is equal to 0, means there is no flexibility. If like here you can see that, and the curve has the is a vertical curve, means it is if it shows that whatever the prices are, the quantity demanded is going to be remain same. There is going to be no change in the quantity demanded. In the extreme case of a zero elasticity, demand is perfectly inelastic and demand curve is vertical. In this case, regardless of the price, the quantity, regardless of the price, like P1 to P2, the quantity demand remain same or stays the same. So in this case, this is the case of perfectly elastic demand curve. For example, basically these are the goods that we have to buy. It is our life based on these goods. Or sometimes in case like if there is decrease in price or if there is increase in price, the scenario little bit changed. Here you can, for example, suppose that if there is a decrease in prices of salt, so the salt, like normally we are using for example, we suppose that 2 bags of salt we are using in a month. So due to decrease in prices, this is not going to be happen that we are starting using more salt in our food consumption. So we are going to use the same salt. We don't need more than that. We have our taste regarding the salt will it's going to be remain same. Just I'm supposing that. Again, it depends on the preference of the people. So we are the one that make the goods are necessity goods. luxury goods or are normal goods. So it depends on person to person. So here I'm just quoting the example, just giving you examples so you can clear your mind regarding things. So here I'm going to give you the example of salt. Like if there is increase or decrease in price, it did not affect on my quantity demand. My quantity demand is going to be remain same. If there is a decrease in price, for suppose that previously when the price is P1, I was using 2 bags of salt. Now price is decreased from P1 to P2, I'm still using 2 bags of salt. So this shows the inelastic demand. There is no change in behavior of consumer. The prices remain same. Either in the opposite direction, I can say that if for example is price here P2, and I'm showing that now P2 to price is increased to P1. So it shows that either price is increased from P2 to P1, the demand of salt is remain same. In case of if I have any disease, if someone have any disease, like if they are a kidney patient or a diabetic patient, they have a monthly prescription, they have to buy that medicine on a monthly basis or weekly basis, they have to buy that goods, either prices increase or decrease. So they are not in a position to decrease the quantity demand of that specific medicine. As I am giving as I have given you the example of insulin. Like if someone is a diabetic patient, if the price of insulin is going to be increased from suppose that from P2 to P1, previously the price is P2 but now price is P1, the quantity demand is remain same. In that case, the arrow, instead of it is downward, it is going to be upward. Means either price increase from P2 to P1, the demand for insulin is going to be or it would be same. There is no change in the demand of insulin. So this shows the perfectly inelastic demand curve. When you are going to calculate the case that I have given you the assignment, when you are going to calculate the case, you are going to get the answer which is 0 in case of perfectly inelastic demand curve. So the consumer show no change in case of perfectly inelastic demand curve. The demand remains same whatever the prices are, either it is increase or decrease, the demand for that good is remain same. The next example is, you can see that this is a perfectly inelastic curve. Okay, it is like similar to the vertical here the vertical axis. So that shows the perfectly inelastic curve. So now, as I already did, here they are given you the rule of thumb that the flatter the curve, the bigger the elasticity, the steeper the curve, the smaller the elasticity. Here we have the perfectly steep curve, means it is just like vertical axis. That's why it is the perfectly inelastic curve. So here this is the example, and next we are going to move the inelastic demand curve. Previously we have the case of perfectly, here you see here the word is perfectly inelastic demand curve, and the end result of perfectly inelastic demand curve is equal to 0. The elasticity is equal to 0. Now the case is inelastic demand curve, means if there is change in prices, then there is a slight change. If there is change in prices, there is a slight change in quantity demanded. Here if there is a change in prices, there is a no change in quantity demanded. The quantity demanded in case of perfectly inelastic demand remains same. So if there is increase or decrease in price, in case of perfectly elastic demand curve, the quantity demanded remain same. There is no change in quantity demanded. In case of when price is P2, the quantity demanded is same. Even when the price is P1, the quantity demand is same. We suppose if the quantity demand is 100 units, in P2 the quantity demand is 100 units, and in P1 the quantity demand is 100 units. So although there is a 10%, they are supposing that although there is a 10% decrease in prices, but the quantity demand remains same. So in case of perfectly elastic demand, prices are there is a change in prices but no change in quantity demand. Consumers show no change. But in case of inelastic demand curve, when there is a change in prices, there is a slight change in quantity demanded. There is a slight change in quantity demanded. For example, we are suppose that there is a we suppose that there is a more decrease in prices, but the quantity demanded change slightly. So here you can say that the elasticity is in this case less than 1. So the curve is now, before you have the vertical curve, now it is a steeper, little bit steep, not a flatter curve, it is a steep curve. So that means it is a inelastic curve, but better than a perfectly inelastic curve. So now it is little bit flatter than before. More, here you have a vertical, now it is little bit flatter. So here you can see that the change in price is more, little bit more when there is change, decrease in prices. There is a slight change in quantity demanded. In case of unit elastic, okay, it shows that like if there is a 10% decrease in prices, then there is a 10% increase in quantity demanded. So that's why like 50-50, if 50% change in prices, then a 50% change in quantity demanded. So the similar change, that's why the elasticity is unit elastic or equal to 1. When you are going to, after calculation, when you are going to get the values equal to 1, that shows that means the elasticity is a unit elastic. So here you can see, because we knew that there is a negative relationship demand and price, so it shows that when falls in prices is 10%, the quantity demanded rises by 10%. So 10% decrease in prices and 10% increase in quantity demand. So it is almost simultaneous change, like 10% decrease and 10% increase, because demand curve have the negative relationship. So it shows the unit elastic demand is equal to 1. So here they use the word intermediate slope. Consumer price sensitivity is intermediate, means it is in the middle way. Elasticity is equal to 1. So elastic demand. Now here is the example of elastic demand. So again, for your understanding, I'm going to repeat the unit elastic. So if the elasticity is exactly equal to 1, so that quantity moves the same amount proportionally as price demand is said to have unit elasticity. The concept of price elasticity of demand is closely related to the slope of demand curve. Why? Now you have to answer this question. Because price, or you can say that because price elasticity of demand measures how much quantity demand responds to change in price. So we call the rule of thumb that we have already discussed, the flatter the demand curve that passes through a given point, the greater is the price elasticity. The steeper the demand curve that passes through a given point, the smaller the price elasticity of demand. So so this is the unit elasticity. And the next is elastic demand. Elastic demand is it should be greater than 1, means if there is a fall in prices 10%, the increase in quantity must be more than 10%. For example, suppose that the price falls 10%, but the increase in quantity demanded is 40%. So it shows that the price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. When fall in price 10% and increase in quantity demanded is 10%, it shows the unit elastic. But here the fall in price is 10%, but increase in quantity demanded is more than 10%. That means the elasticity now is not unit elastic, but it is greater than 1. And here they use the word, the demand curve should be relatively flat and the consumer price sensitivity relatively high. So that's why elasticity greater than 1. Why they use the word the consumer price sensitivity relatively high, means now the consumer respond more when there is a change in prices. Here the change in prices is less, but the change in quantity demanded is more than change in prices. That's why the elasticity here in that case is greater than 1. So you can see that now here the in case of unit elastic, you see the curve is, demand curve is now you can see the flatter demand curve. Now here more flatter demand curve is in this case of elastic demand curve. And now here as we have the extreme case, or in case of perfectly inelastic demand, now we have a extreme case in case of elastic demand, which is perfectly elastic demand curve. The other extreme case, in that case the demand is the elasticity is in around is going to the towards the infinity. So you are not being able to know that what is going to be, how consumer going to be respond, but whatever the response from the consumer side, it should be on a extreme sense, or it should be on extreme. They are going to change. There is a either there is a too much increase, means there is a so much increase in your demand, or there is a no change in your demand. So that's why we say that the infinity, we use the word, in case of perfectly elastic demand curve, we use the word infinity. You are not being able to calculate the percentage change in quantity, percentage change in quantity demand due to percentage change in prices. So that's why you have the elastic demand curve, flatter. This is, you can, horizontal. This is the flatter. In case of inelastic, you have the, in case of elastic demand curve, you have the this shape. When you have the first extreme case, it is the opposite of perfectly elastic demand curve. It is vertical, no elasticity in it. But in case of perfectly elastic demand curve, you have this type of curve, which is horizontal. So here the elasticity is equal to infinity. So basically these are the variety of demand curve. But you also keep in your mind, when you have on this, if P1 is equal to P1 is equal to P2, the demand is like consumer will buy any quantity. If the price is above P1, like you can say P3 or P4, then here, then at any price above the P1, the quantity demand is zero. Okay, in case of luxury goods, we knew that when there is increase in the, like we previously I have given you the example of sailboat. If there is increase in price of sailboat, which is then the people substantially decrease their demand. So this is the case. Same in case of perfectly elastic demand curve, because this is the case of perfectly elastic demand curve. So there is a at any price above P1, there is a quantity demand is zero, but below P1 things are quite opposite. Below $4, quantity demand is infinity. People can buy any good. Okay, and that. So at the opposite extreme case, demand is perfectly elastic. This occur as the price elasticity of demand approaches to infinity, and demand curves becomes horizontal, which reflecting the fact that very small change in price lead to a huge change in quantity demand. So this is the opposite case. What is going to be happening in perfectly elastic demand curve? A very small change in price leads towards a huge change in quantity demand. But in that case, the opposite case, which is the perfectly inelastic case, you have seen that a change in a very huge change in or change in price, there is a no change in quantity demand. So these two are the in between, like first and fifth case basically is the extreme case. Second, third and fourth case is basically the mediocre or intermediate cases. So these are the variety of demand curves that we have discussed here. So if you have any queries regarding this variety of demand curve, you can ask during the online session. So next part is based on the how your elasticity respond when there is like if the good is elastic or inelastic, then how total how it affect the total revenue. If the this that we are going to cover in the next part regarding the how elastic demand or inelastic demand brought changes in